Woolies haul, or maybe it's a Coles one, I don't know. But here we go, we've got some health and fitness, aka a bit of cream egg, I don't know how you pronounce it when it's spelled that way. Each day of whatever the diet says. Let's say for example, I'm rolling it, water break. So for me, because I'm not a pussy, I'm not gonna have any water breaks. Let's try again. Hello and welcome to another video, and it's Angus Beef here. Thank you so much for stopping by to click on the video, and today I'm excited because this video today is gonna be all about keeping healthy during lockdown. Because I know for many of us it's a stressful time, like myself, even my clients included. And yeah, even just seeing from like having mad chats with some of my followers and stuff like that, a common theme is falling into emotional eating, using food as a means to handle stress, being all over the shop with exercise, or not really doing any at all because fuck it, the gyms aren't open. So this video today is going to be geared to basically all things keeping healthy during lockdown. So I'm going to be dropping some sick insights of real talk. We're going to be kicking first off with a bit of a grocery haul so I can show you guys some mad tips in terms of basically hacks to keeping healthy in regards to the food front first off, and then we'll get into some exercise tips afterwards. So if you're new to the channel, strap yourself in for some Angus Beef insights. Do yourself a favor and make sure to subscribe. And for the rest of you that are tuning in that are returning subscribers, what's going on? Hopefully you're safe and sound. And yeah, let's get stuck into the video. So fam, here we go. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit so we've got some more wider frame action there. There we go. So we've got bag number one. This is, keep in mind these bags, basically how I usually approach my food shopping is I devote about an hour to it on a Sunday, and I would typically hit up usually Woolworths first, then I'll go to Aldi, and then I'll go to Coles to get the various shit that I want. And most of the time, usually I don't even come with a list. I kind of just will have like a little list in terms of just like, we're out of coffee, need toilet rolls, like essentials like that. And the rest of the time I'll basically just wing it because, well, yeah, like when you've been in the game for so long and you love the basics, it's not really too hard to kind of go in with just an easy approach to food shopping and therefore keep the enjoyment levels high. So I believe this bag here has got some Aldi things and it's also got some Woolworths things. So first up, we have a bag of mixed frozen veg. Awesome staple to keep in your freezer. This one here is one of the cheap ones. It's like $1.79 or something ridiculous in terms of how cheap it is. And this one here, I think is like $2.59 because it includes broccoli. So obviously costs a bit more, but with frozen veggies, be aware that there's nothing wrong with them. Like I used to even be in the fear that was like, oh, if it's frozen, that means it's like lost its nutrients. But keep in mind, fam, that these are snap frozen. So it's like it still has all its nutrients, and therefore what you're gonna really do is, what I do is I put it into a bowl with some water and I nuke it in the microwave for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then I will have it as an accompaniment to a protein source, or I might put it into like a curry, I think, or something like that, or even into like an omelette. Like so versatile to keep in your freezer when it comes to lockdown meals. There's the old receipt, we don't need that. Got some bananas. Obviously we all know what bananas are good for. Potassium, lovely nutrients, nice easy, you know, portable snack. I like to buy them where they're a teeny bit green, so that way I know that if I get a nice big healthy load of them, that's probably gonna last me about, well, a week and a bit in terms of getting like a kilo and a bit or so. And then I will get a small amount that are ready to eat right now. So that way, if you do the math there, that's about, well, 4 bananas. If I eat one a day, that means that bunch alone is gonna last me 3 or 4 days. And then these other ones that have got a little bit of green on, you'll see it's gonna be a little while before they are fully good to eat, which is good because I want them to last a little while. And then when I've got a few bananas that are overripe, I can use them to be able to make banana bread and stuff like that. And if you're keen for a sick high protein version of banana bread, check out the channel. You can go into the recipe section and you will see a sick recipe for exactly that. This here is a grain salad. If I were you and you're kind of like looking for ways to beef up your salads, look in the fruit section. And I'll look at how cloudy that is because of being next to the frozen goods. But like, this is just a good way to get in some grains to add some excitement to some of your salads. Salads are a really good versatile way to pack nutrients into your day to day. It's something that I will usually have year round because I just love bulking them up. And I usually like to add fruit to my salads. So example being, hey, apples. Fun fact as well is that if you are looking for like an energy boost to have pre-workout and you don't like the taste of caffeine, well then apples are an awesome source and alternative to basically getting pre-workouts and shit like that, and a way to save yourself a heap of money. Then obviously avocados. This is a nice easy way to pack in calories, fam. I find that for a lot of us, it can be, we can either be in two camps, like when it comes to Corona times, I find. Most people are in the camp that is massively under-eating or massively overeating, so this video is about helping you to stay in between and feeling good and nourished and satiated and, well, full of enjoyment when it comes to food. So I'm going to try and be showing you this like a nice mix of all the stuff that I eat during these times and how it's easy for me to stay lean and healthy. But avocados, easy calories there, fam, given that they're such a good high-fat source. Really good mix of nutrients in them as well. Fuck, this bag's heavy. This one here, I believe, is the Woolies haul, or maybe it's the Coles one, I don't know. But here we go, we've got some health and fitness, aka a bit of cream egg, I don't know how you pronounce it when it's spelled that way. But this is the shit, fam. This is right up there with old mate Marble in terms of some of my favourite Cadbury chocolate. If you're not aware, Marble has come back now after like 8 and a bit years of being off the shelves, which is crazy. And I'm someone that's an OG Marble lover. I absolutely love the stuff. We're talking about I bury my face in it type good, like love Marble. But anyway, creme egg is a really good flavour. I've gone through a couple of bottles of this now. It's probably one of my favourite barbecue sauces or rubs. You can get this on the shops now. It's pretty cheap. I got it on special. I will use that to, let's say for example, everyone loves cooking chicken, right? One of the things that I find a lot of people are fearful of doing is adding sauce and marinades and stuff to it out of fear of it being not hashtag clean anymore. But simple truth, fuck that. Like, the idea is that when you're making meals, you should be looking for like, okay, cool, plant source, how am I gonna get nutrients in this meal? Okay, cool, protein source, how can I get protein in this meal? And then pleasure. So if you're making a savory meal, using stuff like this to add some pleasure and flavor and stuff to it is totally fine. And a nice way to be able to bump up a few calories into the meal as well if you're trying to, you know, get in those calories without much food volume. Same as things like this, nice easy way to make simple meals, fam. You could easily be, say for example, if I was using this, I might use like even just doing some meal prep, right? You could easily just use like a bag of these frozen veg, a pack of this, maybe like a 500 gram pack or a 1 kg pack of chicken, an onion, chop it up, follow the recipe, and bazinga, you've got yourself a bang on feed, or as old mate Chopper Reed would say, spot on, Bevan. Okay, it's the goods, like it should be that simple. I'm someone that's experimenting with all sorts of different plant-based stuff, so I found this in the old health foods aisle. Let me know if you've used this before, because I haven't. It says that it's just a means of using the pack, adding some boiling water, and then letting it sit and kind of molding it into burger patties, so I'm interested to see how that goes. All about getting in various sources of plants these days, not just from fruits and veg, but in cool ways like that. So let us know if you're all about that life too. For those of you who are struggling to get in water, potentially seek getting stuff like this. You can get this really cheap from Aldi. It's basically a infusion, so it comes in like a cool little tea bag type thing that's especially built for cold water. So that way you can enhance the flavor of it for pretty much no calories. Like this one here has 8 kilojoules. So we're talking like not even 2 calories, see what I mean? So for me, who tries to get in consistently 3 to 4 liters of water, more often than not, I will add in something like that. I think it was like $2.50 for 10, so bargain, right? So what I mean, that wasn't even that on special. All right, what do we got next? Here are, like even if this wasn't on special, it's still pretty good. Like you could be getting bags like this as a means to be able to have like, exciting salads. As I said earlier on, I'm all about the exciting salad life. Even as we approach these colder days as well, I'm still all about it because it's just such an easy way to pack in some plants and get in a lot of food volume for not many calories. So for me, I'm part of the camp that loves food, really good at eating shitloads of it. So for me to be able to feel satiated rather than just eating a heap of nutrient poor food, I like to stock up on salads and stuff that has a lot of fiber and protein to be able to get full, so that way I can keep calories in check. See what I mean? Whereas if you are of the camp that you get full very easy and you struggle to get in enough calories, well then you should be looking for ways to be able to add in fats and stuff like that and nut butters and shit to be able to hit your calories easier without necessarily increasing food volume. So I'm all about keeping some basic staples in my pantry. Here I got a tin of chickpeas. You can use this for a lot of baking, not just in salads. There's actually a couple of recipes on my YouTube channel if you're keen to check out in terms of how to use chickpeas. This is obviously basic. I like to use this as a base for making spaghetti bolognese or, you know, casserole type dishes. Nice low calorie way to bulk up dishes. Here's my coffee that I'm using at the moment. Me personally, I don't really drink coffee for pleasure. I use it just as like a first thing in the morning kind of shot of caffeine. So it's like, I don't like to put much money into it. So that was, yeah, it was basically cheap coffee from Audi pretty much. No explanation. So if you're all about pumping decent dollars into coffee, well then power to you. Here is some plain flour. Obviously, as you're aware, flour is good for all the things. If I were you, if you aren't someone who has gluten intolerances, there's no need to kind of opt for gluten-free flour. Don't feel you're doing yourself much or any benefit in terms of going for it because, well, you're gonna be paying more for it anyway. So it's like, don't feel the need to go for it unless you're actually gluten intolerant. I actually plan to use some of that flour tonight to make something that my mum used to make for us all the time, which was macaroni cheese with tuna. So hence the tin of tuna. Obviously, if you're someone who is looking for easy ways to get in protein, tuna is incredibly high in protein. Like for 95 grams of tuna, this has 27 grams of protein, so that's crazy. 0.6 grams of fat, no carbs, so it's pretty much just like solid protein right there. Really cheap as well, so if you're trying to seek ways to get protein in nice and cheap, consider looking for different ways to utilize spring water tuna. And on we go. So here we have sun-dried tomatoes. This is probably like, so say for example, 50 grams has 135 calories, so fairly decent in terms of as a way to be able to get in, you know, a large amount of calories for minimal kind of satiation factor. For me, I just like to add it to salads to be able to kind of pimp up the flavor a bit, and I like to use a bit of the oil in there as well. I haven't tried this before. This was a special, or made tempeh, as I call it. I don't actually know if that's right. It's probably pronounced tempeh, I don't know, but either way, nice good source of plant-based protein. This whole pack, for example, has 280 calories and 26 grams of protein, which is solid. It's vegan too, so I'll probably use that as part of, I'll probably just cook it on the pan and have it with a salad as like a basic lunch maybe. Yeah, I haven't really thought too much ahead, but very versatile. Another tin of chickpeas, hashtag yeah the boys, yeah the fiber. This meal here, it isn't one of those like fitness meals or whatever. Obviously those serve their place. I like to have a few handy from time to time in the old freezer to heat up for when I don't have time to make a midday meal. So this, for example, like it isn't a fitness meal, it's just a normal meal. It was $7.50, I got it for $3. It has 39 grams of protein, which is fucking amazing. 23 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, 447 calories. But either way, I'm gonna be eating it. I'll probably just heat this up in the microwave, and then I'll also do like a shitload of the frozen veggies to bulk up the meal. So that's a good tip for you if you're trying to basically utilize meals like that and trying to bulk them up and not wanting to use rice. You could just nuke some veggies in the microwave and just do it that way if I was you. Here we've got some tinned beetroot, nice and straightforward, pretty versatile. I pretty much like to use it in salads. What else we got? I like to get my milk from Aldi. I actually pretty much only use almond milk because I just have gotten so used to the taste. So this is like $1.80 per litre. So 98.5% fat-free. 40 calories per cup, so compared to any sort of other milk, it is hands down the lowest calories. So if you're looking to reduce calories, if you're looking to maximize your calories better, potentially consider getting amongst some almond milk. Or if you're looking to increase your calories while minimizing food volume, I'd probably suggest opting for some higher fat, normal milk, and just, yeah, seek easy ways to get in calories, you know what I mean? Speaking of which, dates. Nice, awesome source of carbs right there, fam. You can use that for all sorts of different baking. I've got a few different videos on the YouTube channel that have got that. Got some tomatoes, nice and cheap. This was like 80 cents for 3 of them. So remember how I said that I'm gonna be making macaroni and cheese with tuna? What I usually do is I will grill it, right? And I'll grill it with some sliced tomato. So that way, like it's just, it's Trey Ben. I've got very good positive childhood memories of that. So kudos to my mum if you're watching this video, love you. Such a good feed. Here we got some mince, nice and straightforward. It is of the lean mince variety, so kind of like, once again, if you're looking to maximize your calories better and you love your beef mince, potentially opt for the more leaner cut. So in other words, the 90% lean, 10% fat option. Whereas if you're looking to kind of increase your calories, confusing myself. If you're looking to reduce the amount of food you're eating to hit the calories that you're aiming for, opt for full fat mince, potentially grass fed, because that tastes the best. Same sort of deal, if you're looking to maximize calories better, get amongst Spudlight. You can get these on special at Aldi at the moment. They taste pretty much exactly the same as normal potatoes, but they've just got less calories, so nice easy way to be able to maximize your calories there. Got a nice cool stir fry bag. Obviously this is pretty self-explanatory. If you use a bag like that, like if you ate the whole bag, right, it's only got 120 calories. So what you could easily do is just pan fry the whole thing, right? Have it with like a protein sauce and then maybe add some of this, you know, rub stuff as marinade or some honey, and then maybe have it alongside some rice, and you'd be able to get a nice healthy nice healthy nutrient dense meal there, easy. This one here is pretty sick. Once again on special, it's the old broccoli slaw. So if I were you, fam, and you're looking for some pretty easy during the week lunches, let's say for example you're one of the lucky few that still has a job during these corona times, if I were you, like, and you're looking for easy lunches, a nice easy one would be like a bag of salad mix, maybe a couple of slices of bread, and then you know, some sort of protein sauce, or even just like a bag of salad and then like a pack of sliced champagne ham, for example. This here, another bag of salad, nice little one. Most of the time for me, I will usually use a bag of salad in one sitting and then kind of sub and move around the different sauces of plants that I'll add to it. This wasn't on special, but it was only $3 for a 375 gram bag, so happy days. Got another bag of salad, boom. Another bag of salad, boom. Someone threw in a comment, Angus got all the bargains so no one else could get them. Another bag of stir fry, boom. Right, what else we got? Here's pretty much calories in a packet, fam. So like, if you're looking to get in easy calories and you're not like keen to eat and you're looking for something fairly nutrient dense, opt for granola. Hey, like that's pretty much what I'll use it for as a means to just add to some cereal to get in some extra calories. So like per 40 grams, this has 162 calories, which is awesome. Like that's fucking good. So it's just a mixture of, yeah, like oats and shit, right? So it tastes awesome. Nice pleasure factor going on, absolutely. I got some normal oats because health and fitness, you know what I mean? What bodybuilder doesn't love oats? So this is just one of the most basic packs, literally just like $1.40 for 750 grams. So nothing magic. I'm not about that organic life or anything. Here we go. So if you're trying to basically keep your food budget down, and you don't want to spend heaps on fresh produce or whatever, not that it costs much, like it's pretty easy to get, you know, normal fruit from the farmers markets or whatever, but 820 grams of sliced peaches was $2. So I'll probably be adding some of that to salads during the week. Now I've got a bit of S-Creme, ice cream. I thought I'd try a new flavor of Magnum that I haven't tried before. So these here are basically just, yeah, like pleasure on a stick essentially, no nutrients at all. There's 3 grams of protein, no fiber, decent amount of sugar, so it's got 263 calories per one. So if you're someone who's looking to incorporate #YOLO foods into your eating during lockdown, if I were you, you could potentially have maybe like one of these every night with like a bowl of cereal and some fruit as a way to get in a decent amount of volume for not an overly amount of calories. Not an overly high amount of calories, so that whole thing might come to like 400 or 500 calories. Or just if you're low on calories, you're looking for a bit of pleasure, just bang one of these every night, so what I mean. So no reason why, with a bit of self-control and just balance, that you can have a nice variety of nutrient-rich foods as well as nutrient-poor foods and just have that good balance between. Same deal with this, it's slightly melted, but I haven't tried this one, the old picnic, because the picnic bars are awesome, but I've never tried the ice cream before. So if you've seen if you've tried these ones before, let me know. Otherwise, I'm pretty fucking excited for eating that. Should be good. So as you can see, fam, we've got ourselves a let's see if I can flip you guys around and see. We've got a pretty sick spread of gains going on here. Let's zoom you one in so you can see. So as you can, from a food point of view, it shouldn't really be too hard for you to be able to get in a nice mix of food that just nourishes you and then food that just tastes good. Because I find that it's like when someone tries to swing either end of that pendulum in terms of too much focusing on food that just tastes good, too much focusing on food that just makes them like feel good in terms of nourishment. Like you need to have that good balance in between. And this is what I'm about in terms of my approach of fuck dieting and just learning how to have a great mixture between the two. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head into my office/workout space, and I'm gonna drop some flames for you in terms of keeping active during the lockdown good times. So fam, let's talk keeping active during lockdown. So obviously depending on where you are in the world in terms of what you're kind of allowed to do, because I know that in some places of the world, like things are still so shit and hectic that you're not even allowed to go outside, or parks are locked down, or yeah, like you can't even go outside to walk, it's that hectic. So if I were you, depending on kind of like what the law in your country or wherever you're at is stating at the moment, just obviously be solution focused to be able to work within what is allowed basically. I made the decision that when they closed gyms here in Western Australia, I made the decision that I was going to be doing some sort of workout every single day during lockdown. And so far I have. Because the thing is that obviously depending on what you've got available to you, and for a lot of us we don't have much, like if you look down here, that little pile of stuff in the corner, right? Little pile of stuff in the corner over there is what I've got, right? So it's not much at all. And then I've got a TRX, and basically that's all I've got, right? So it's like I don't even have any form of weights. And I'm someone who has, predominantly been used to just training with, weights the bulk of the time, given that my training is all around bodybuilding. So if you're someone who, like me, has gone from weightlifting 4 or 5 times, sometimes 6 times a week as an advanced lifter, through to, oh fuck, like gyms are shut, what should I be doing? If I were you, do some form of workout each day, because chances are you're probably going to be able to recover from it quite well, especially if your nutrition is on point, taking on board some of the stuff that I said before. One of the things you should not be doing, especially if you don't have a coach at the moment, is dieting. Even in general, because fuck dieting, right? But it's not a good idea to be in a deficit at the moment. Obviously, if you're doing it under supervision in terms of a coach that knows what they're doing, well then by all means. But even with me and my coaching clients, for example, right, the vast majority of them are eating at maintenance or are reverse dieting. And in myself, I've been in true maintenance all this year so far, meaning that I haven't even been tracking calories or anything like that. I'm just eating at true qualitative and intuitive measures to keep myself in check. But back to the training. So there's no reason why you shouldn't really be able to be training every day. I'm someone that's used to doing 60-minute to 90-minute muscle group specific training at the gym. So how I've been approaching things in terms of training at the moment has been, depending on weather outside, I will do a workout inside, or I will do a workout at the park and then bring a TRX or a skipping rope or whatever with me. So in terms of like what I've been doing is I've been doing 1 day TRX work, whether it be upper body specific or lower body specific or full body specific, including abs. And then I'll have 1 day where basically I will do a fairly fast intensity run around the oval. It's just near me, about 5 minutes walk. And then at the end of each lap, I will do 5 bodyweight exercises, and that counts as a round. And I will do 5 rounds as quickly as I can. And I've been alternating between that. And then for the days where the weather's shit, I will be inside and I will basically either come up with some sort of AMRAP in terms of like maybe 4 or 5 exercises and AMRAP them for about 20 minutes. Or I'll just jump on the old YouTube and have a search for like advanced bodyweight workout or quick med ball workout or effective skipping workout or things like that, you see what I mean? Which is actually what I'm going to be doing for the channel over the coming weeks, is putting together some specific workouts in terms of like bodybuilder does advanced bodyweight workouts, or bodybuilder does this. So that way, for those of you who are kind of looking to tune into how I'm going adjusting to all this shit that's happening with Corona and stuff like that, how my training is going, you can kind of follow along. But obviously just to give you ideas for what you can be doing as well. So for the sake of ideas in this video, let's say for example that you are team bodyweight squad, what you can potentially do as an idea is let's say that you don't have much room like me in terms of a space in here. If I were you, maybe if you're fairly new to the game of Corona training, in terms of what I mean by that is coronavirus training at home, that sort of stuff, if you're fairly new to the game of bodyweight workouts and you're not really feeling too motivated with your training and that sort of thing, if I were you, potentially start out with something like picking 4 exercises and do them back to back for 20 minutes total, or you can just do them back to back, rest a minute, do it back to back again, and then gradually seek to introduce more rounds, right? Because if you're looking to preserve muscle, which you should be doing during these Corona times, you need to be making sure that you're getting insufficient protein, that you're getting insufficient sleep, and that you're doing some form of exercise that's going to stimulate what muscle you have, and in a way where you're challenging yourself fairly solid, so that way you're not giving your body valid reason to let go of that metabolically active tissue, aka lean body mass, right? Because that's the stuff that you need to be keeping a hold of, especially in times like this. So anyway, yeah, something like that could be sufficient. If you have, say for example, maybe like some push-up bars or whatever, that would be a great way to be able to increase the severity of how hard it is in terms of your push-ups, right? As opposed to just doing normal bodyweight ones, which get boring. You could put your hands onto some push-up bars, or you could put your feet up on like a chair, or your hands on a chair. Like there's a lot of different ways to vary up exercises. Same as burpees. There's something that which you can even turn into an entire workout. Like say for example, every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, right? Do 5 to 10 burpees depending on how advanced you are, right? That will wreck you. We're talking official wrecked, yeah? Like burpees are an amazing full body exercise, but obviously if you're someone that's fairly overweight, you need to be careful in terms of what level of impact the exercise is that you're choosing, all right? Let's say for example that you have, what have I even got? Oh, that's right, I'll show you this cool thing, right? If you've got one of these, this is something you can get for nice and cheap from Big W, right? Nice, easy way to keep your workouts different, right? You could say, for example, try and do 10 rounds each day of whatever the dice says. Let's say, for example, I'm rolling it, water break. So for me, because I'm not a pussy, I'm not gonna have any water breaks. Let's try again. There we go, 20 push-ups. I bomb out my 20 push-ups, round 2. We've got a 1-minute wall sit, right? So let's go again. We've got 30 bicycle crunches, see what I mean? Like you could get something like this if you're struggling to kind of keep up your creativity in terms of workouts and stuff like that. So it's like, if I were you, just be proactive, try and get in some form of exercise daily. Even if it's just like, you don't really have the means to be able to do any workouts, which I believe is a massive cop-out. There's always a way for you to be able to do something, right? You could be going out for bike rides, or be, say for example, going out for just like some hikes, or if you're not allowed to go outside at all, walk around your house more, do like a basic abs routine, right? It's just a big solution focused and focusing on what you can control, all right? So none of us know how long, Corona lockdown, everything's gonna be around for. So if I were you, just take it one day at a time. If you're someone who's struggling mentally amongst it all, reach out for help. This is why we've got friends and social media for, right? Don't be afraid to ask. Reach out for, just asking recommendations for good coaches and counselors and stuff like that. For me and what I do, obviously be aware this is something that I coach people in all around the world. So if you're keen to see some more insights into what my coaching involves, scroll below into the description and you can check it out. I'll also include a link for my 100 Corona Killer Workouts ebook, which is something that I've made, which has 100 workouts ranging from complete body weight right the way through to barbell complexes. I'm presuming that a lot of you that are watching this kind of might be somewhere in between, so obviously it could benefit you. I'm someone that doesn't even have any form of weights whatsoever, so it's like I've been working with what I have, and that's the biggest thing. Work with what you have. And if you're able to source more via, you know, hitting up Facebook Marketplace or buying full rule-blown stuff online, well then by all means, go for gold. Like, you know, if you've got the space for it, why not, right? And then it's just a means of one day at a time, and just approaching it in terms of just focusing on what you can control, because at the end of the day, it's all we do have control over, right? Obviously, if you're new to the channel, stick around, check out some other stuff. There's going to be some cool new videos coming in terms of, as I said, the series of just me doing specific workouts in relation to a category, so that way you can follow along and have some cool stuff to be able to do in your own sort of, you know, home workout scenario. Alright, so stay tuned for that. If you're not yet following me on social media, my handles are just below, check them out as well. Facebook and the gram, yo, not Snapchat though, because I'm not about that life. And yeah, thanks for watching. Give it some love if you found it valuable. Hopefully it was. And yeah, let's get the YouTube gods showing it to more people, hey? But big love, fam, we're in this together. Please, if you need some help, use the comments below or follow me on social media. And I'll see you next time. Take care, fam. Peace.